Hey Vex teams, it's Cameron here from 4004Y, why not? And today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips, tricks, and leaks for your engineering notebooks. Now, I've had a lot of different teams asking me on my Instagram feed for leaks of our notebook. I unfortunately won't be able to show you our notebook from this year, but I do have some notebooks from past years to help show you guys and give you some tips. Hopefully help boost your points a little bit, not only in the judging of your engineering notebook, but as well as your interview portion for excellence and different things like that. So hopefully my tips help you a little bit. If they don't boost your points, maybe you can figure out some different ways to do things, or maybe you just want to hear how our team does things. So if that's any of you guys, like, subscribe, and keep watching. Alright folks, so for your first tip, I suggest getting a practice engineering notebook. These things come when you register officially with Vex. You get 3 things when you register officially. You get the notebook, you get a game element from that year, and you get a license plate kit. If your advisor lets you, get the free engineering notebook and use it for a practice notebook. When you use it, it's great for younger kids when maybe they want to help participate with the engineering notebook, but you don't think they have good enough handwriting, they're not super strong at their 3D drawings, or maybe you've just got people on your team that want to be able to jot down ideas to put in the notebook later. This is a good option for that. When you use the free notebook, you're not using anything that you bought with your own money. So that is always an amazing option for improving 3D drawings, handwriting, jotting down ideas, all of that stuff. Great idea. Alright, my second tip is to get a hardcover engineering notebook. We get ours off of Amazon, and that's probably the cheapest place you can find them. You can also get them off of Staples, you can get them Home Depot, but I found that Amazon has the best quality for the cheapest price. Ours this year, I think, is maybe a 300 page notebook with, and I think we bought it for only like $45 or $50, so it's not bad considering that this is a hardcover leather-bound notebook. You've got right here, you've got where you can put all your information. You have some different guidelines that are for professional engineering notebooks. You've got a nice labeled table of contents. This is a good option. The Vex issued engineering notebooks, the table of contents does not have enough places for the entire notebook. You will finish your table of contents before you finish your notebook, and it does not look professional. So my second tip of the day is to get a hardcover leather-bound engineering notebook. I will put the link below for the one we're using this year. Alright folks, third tip is to use pen in your notebook. This notebook is from my 8th grade year, and if you scroll through here a little ways, you see it's all pencil. In the design notebook rubric, it specifically states that everything must be in pen, I believe, and if it doesn't, this is a tip I got from a team who always does really well with their engineering notebooks. If you use pencil, it can be erased, it can be changed, and you wouldn't know the difference. The reason it has to be in pen is in the professional engineering notebook world, for those of you who don't know, this is a legal document that you can take to court to prove your patent or different things like that. So you need to know everything that was changed, and you can't be able to come back and change it later. So everything really needs to be in pen for you to do well, especially on the state, national, and world level for your notebook. Alright, so my fourth tip for you guys is not to do things like this. If you notice right here, this just says design brief, and we're going over different things right here. And then we've got this down here at the bottom, and this has nothing to do with the design brief. We actually had a judge come up to us and tell us we got docked specifically for this. You do not want to put anything in your notebook that does not pertain specifically to the robot of what you're talking about on that page. Yes, Vex pertains to pretty much everything, but that is just a decal that has no real reason to be there. So I harped on this on my Instagram story a little bit. Do not put pictures or drawings or decals in the notebook that do not need to be there. If it has no real reason, don't stick it in there. Alright you guys, so for my fifth tip, I suggest color coding your notebook. This is something that I don't know that I've seen a lot of teams do. Right here on our blank page, we've got the colors and subjects of everything, and then in here in the table of contents, and also on the pages, we have labeled those. What this does is makes life easier for you and the judges. For you, you can see kind of what you were doing on each page. So here on page 7, you know that the robot ideas cap retrieval mechanism was an object retrieval mechanism. Whereas, you know, with page 10, it's orange, so you know that was something to do with the chassis. This helps really well when you need to quickly refer back to something. You can go back and say, okay, I don't know the specific page number, I don't know specifically the title of it, but I do know that it was a chassis issue. So you look for all the orange things. This is something we've really been told that was a good thing to use. We've gotten a lot of compliments from different judges, both on the regional and state levels of competing. So this is really a valuable item to use, a valuable tip. So if you guys want to implement that, great. If not, find your own way of organizing your notebook. Don't just go by page numbers. Don't just go by the name of the page. Find a way, whether it be tabbing, sticky notes, color coding. Find something that works for you guys and stick with it. Tip number 6 is that judges like variety. So on this page, it's not a great page, but is a prime example of what I'm trying to talk about here. Judges want to see that you can draw it, that you can take a picture of it, and preferably they like to see the different views, so top view, side view, front view. Judges like to see variety. They like to see that you're not just going to use sketches. They like to see you're not just going to use pictures. They like to know, they like to get as much information as possible. So use that 2D sketch, use those 3 different views, use that CAD drawing, and then finally for your final design, take a picture of it and show what it looks like after all that planning. So that is something we had to learn pretty late. Don't just do sketches, don't just do pictures, don't just give CAD drawings. Use a mixture of all 3 of those. Alright, so for my last couple of tips, I'm going to outline some different things that you're going to need to know for the interview process. So you know some different things about your notebook, some things that hopefully have helped you a little bit. Now you're going to need to know some things about the interview. So if you will go online and print off the design rubric, it might be the design, it might be excellence, I'm not for sure on that. But Vex has both rubrics out, and one side of it should be the notebook part and the other side should be the interview part. And that will give you the outline for the things you need to know. But a couple things I want to harp on is you need to be able to work as a team talking. So you need to have all of your teammates working together to give information about your robot. You don't want one teammate speaking the whole time while the other one sit there and nod their head yes and no. You know, you don't want that. They want to know that everyone on your team knows what they're doing and had a part working on the robot. What we usually do is we have a printout of our program and we have it to give to the judges. So that's always a good thing because a lot of judges ask about your program. So have a printout for them that you can give them with your team number on it that has your program and be able to explain to them what that program does. That is something very, very important. If you can't explain to them what your program does, then they know you didn't help with the programming. And for all you know, the notebook may say you did help with it. Because I know we've done things in years past, and I don't suggest this, but we've done things in the years past where we haven't had teammates participate as much. So we say, oh, well, she programmed the robot, or she helped program the robot, and she didn't. So then they're going to ask, well, this teammate said in the notebook that they helped with the programming, so can you explain to us what the program does? And if they can't do that, you just got caught in a lie. So you're going to want to make sure, like even if you have to give the team note cards, you're going to want to make sure that every team knows what they need to be saying and what they need to be talking about, and every teammate needs to be able to talk about the program and explain what it does. So that's something that I've struggled with on my team, is getting all the teammates to be able to talk clear and concisely and know what they're saying and be able to give the information as eloquently as possible. So that's one thing that you guys should think about. And I guess that pretty much sums up some of my different tips for engineering notebook and interview process. If you guys, again, have any questions, leave them down below or email me. I've got my email down below as well as the Instagram. And I think that's about it. So like, subscribe, and watch for new videos. Thanks, guys.